This episode of What's the Story podcast is brought to you by Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel. Go to www.fitzpatrickcastle.com for more. On behalf of Mero and myself, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all our guests, listeners, subscribers, Facebook followers, Twitter followers, Instagram mots, session mots, Tinder matches, supporters in general, Gary Mackle, and of course, the Burra. Thank you for being there throughout 2017, for your continued support, and for downloading and listening in your thousands upon thousands upon thousands each and every week. We're trying to keep up with demand. We're trying to bring you new guests. We're trying to bring you new everything each and every week. So we hope that 2018 will continue to deliver for What's the Story podcast and for you guys. We'll keep providing the free funnies. You'll keep listening. Everybody wins. But we just want to say thank you. Merry Christmas to you and yours, and all the best for 2018.
Hello everybody. I wasn't WTS 129. It's Christmas.
It's Christmas time
There's no need to be afraid.
at Christmas time.
Let in light.
Anybody shade?
I
don't know the words.
Of plenty. Spread a smile of joy.
Did you listen to the Christy Moore version of Fairy Tale that I asked you to listen to?
My name's Danny Murray.
I'm Graham Mero again. And welcome to What's the Story?
Woo! Yeah, it's our Christmas. Happy Christmas Eve, Graham.
Happy Christmas Eve, Dan. You going to the pub tonight?
I might do, Graham. Might even partake in one of those cringy sing-alongs that we talked about when we had Paul Howard on just 2 weeks ago. You can check that out, lads, on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Podcast, Public Podcast, anywhere and everywhere there's a podcast, just search for.
WTS Pod.
Yeah,
Did you listen to the Christy Fairy Tale?
I did. I listened to, it's a live one, I think. It looked like it was from the 90s. He's
Yeah.
standing up.
That's the one.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It's goosebumping, man.
Don't know if it quite got the goose pimples that you were talking about. I did enjoy it, don't get me wrong, but it didn't live up to the standards you would painted it. But then, like, that would be like if I described a U2 song to you when you
Exactly,
listened to it
yeah.
and enjoyed it, but you know you didn't come out with a rock hard erection.
Yeah, because on first listening to the U2 album, I'm kind of...
Really?
But I'm going to give it loads of listens.
Yeah, no, I have to say there's a couple of belters on that new U2 album that I really, really like.
I just feel that music, the bands that we have to rely on,
yeah, are getting on a bit.
they're just getting on a bit and they're not creating classics anymore.
I know. Do you know where it is a classic, or what is a classic though?
Yeah.
The Fitzpatrick Castle Hotel.
Yeah.
Now, it may seem as though I forgot to do a little plug at the start of this, lads, but I'm only 2 minutes in and I've managed to rein that shit back in real tight.
Yeah.
Real tight.
Because we were just having a chat.
Exactly, yeah. So, look, over this festive period, you're probably going to feel lazy, a little bit lethargic, probably the effort.
Very
of everything.
lethargic.
You've just put a lot of effort into a Christmas dinner and then a Stevens' Day dinner. You won't want to look at turkey again until Dustin is doing the panto.
I love how people say Stevens' Day. Stevens' Day.
So why not pop up to Fitzpatrick Castle and treat yourself to a delicious dinner in Mappas Restaurant?
Yes, do it.
Check out the menu at fitzpatrickcastle.com. Plug done, Graham. Back to the conversation.
What was the conversation?
Something about music and bands just letting you down.
Oh, sorry. We seem to... Joe Soap seems to rely on all the old bands in terms of going to see them live and stuff like that, but they don't really create anything new that you think.
No, yeah.
Like for example, like With or Without You or One or anything on Act Young Baby.
Well, you see, there's a couple of things to that. One, like, and the thing that I'd always say is, like, first of all, I think Act Young Baby is the greatest album of all time, right? Then what you've got though is you've got these kind of classics, and you've got that whole thing of popularity plus time equals legendary. You don't really have the popularity anymore because the music industry has changed, and you certainly don't have the time factor. So even say, like, even using U2 because it's the easiest one to use because they're going for like 40 years or whatever. Like if you take stuff like, what was the album that like Vertigo and all was on?
How to Smell Atomic Bomb.
Yeah, right. Like Vertigo's a kind of an upbeat, poppy, rocky kind of, you know, but it's not like, it's not going to be viewed the same way Sunday Bloody Sunday is viewed.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when they do it at a live show, the place does be hopping. Do you know what I mean?
There's a song on How to Dismantle Atomic Bomb that I absolutely adore.
City of Blinding Lights.
No, and I can't even think of it now. It's a true story about their friend with the sickness.
Miracle Drug.
Oh my god.
Miracle Drug is unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Man. But like all this,
Christopher Nolan, I think was his name.
Really?
I think that was his name. That's the story of the guy who he basically had that kind of, I don't know what the name of the syndrome is. It's like locked in syndrome, but it's not. But then they basically invented a thing. Was it he blinked or something? Or no, he could move. They got this drug where let him move his neck like an inch, and they strapped the thing to his forehead and he'd type out unbelievable.
Love it. I love the video to it as well.
Yeah.
But what I find with U2's last 4 or 5 albums is that the songs that I love, they never really perform live. Like Miracle Drug, I don't think they perform live. I haven't seen it being performed live.
They haven't done it in a long time. They did on the tour for that album.
Oh, really?
But since then, no. And I agree with you. That is an unbelievable song. And live, it was amazing. Like, it's a real chills down your spine kind of
it's
song.
It's like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. One of their songs, they've performed once when that album is out.
Yeah.
Venice Queen.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite songs ever.
Yeah.
And it's like, just perform it live, lads.
Yeah. It's always the way. Like, it's all.
And I've seen them recently indoors in the Point, and unbelievable indoors.
Yeah. Well, I think U2's tour this year is probably going to be indoors.
Yeah.
I think. Well, 2018.
It's
I think
5 or 6 dates in the Point, is it? Or
allegedly, that's what some people. But I think that's mostly because Croke Park is Taylor Swift and Michael Bublé, so they're not going to be doing Croker.
Michael Bublé, would you fucking get a grip?
I don't mind Bublé, man.
Yeah, Christmas.
Yeah, the frost them in October and wheel them out. Yeah. But like, no, I don't mind Bublé.
Taylor Swift
doing 2 nights. Yeah,
she's doing 2 nights.
2 nights in Croker.
What? Where did that come from?
Don't know.
160,000 people.
Yeah, you're not happy with that?
I can't say I'm really bothered, but
you'll just need to shake it off.
But you're loving the new U2 album.
I am. I'm really enjoying it.
And in terms of
2 songs on it, I'm not happy with, but other than that, I really like it.
In terms of the albums in the last 2 or 3 months,
yeah,
I've only listened to U2's album once.
Yeah,
Noel Gallagher's album, which is very good.
I thought it was good, but I was underwhelmed.
It was certainly a different sound.
Yeah.
Liam Gallagher's album,
didn't like it,
which I liked.
Did not like it one bit.
What's the other album? Oh, there's the Christie Live album, which I adore.
Yeah.
And then there's the Morrissey album, which
I wouldn't listen to that.
It didn't. Like, there's 1 or 2, but like,
yeah,
he's playing now in the Point in February or March.
Right.
And my point is that I probably won't even get to hear the songs I want to hear him play.
Yeah, but that's I know exactly, and I think that's the thing when you become somebody who's not just into the singles a band or somebody, do you know what I mean? You're not just into the mains, like you start to go into like the album tracks and some of the B-sides even. Like only for say the last maybe 2 or 3 concerts I've got to hear songs I've got to hear U2 play songs I never thought I'd get them to hear.
Really?
You know, like there's a song on Octoon Baby called Ultraviolet.
Oh yeah, they played it when we went to see them.
Yeah, and they played it on the 360 tour, I think it was. I can't remember the name of the album. It was a real shit album.
Do you know one of their worst songs they ever released?
What?
That fucking Sexy Boots.
From that album, whatever album that was on.
No Line on the Horizon, was it?
Woeful album. But like generally when I listened to it, I was like, they're fucking done. They're oh my god.
I actually listened to...
There was 2 good songs in that album. 2.
There's a song No Line on the Horizon as well, isn't there?
There is, yeah.
I think I liked that song.
That song and Breathe, I think, was the other one on that album I liked. But other than that, I thought it was shy.
Get on your boots, your sexy boots.
Oh, it was awful.
I was thinking, are you fucking having a laugh here?
Absolutely fucking awful. I remember, I can't remember, was it FM 104 that had like the first play of that or something? And they played it.
They played what? There was a Sexy Boots.
Get on your boots.
Get on your boots.
I can't remember if I'm going to say FM 104, but I don't.
It's
think
probably
it was.
Dave Fannin. He gets the exclusive to all.
Or was it? I can't remember where it was, but I seem to remember being breakfast radio anyway. And I remember listening, And I remember the song finished and there was about like 5 seconds of dead air. And then the DJ that was on was trying to like be like, oh wow. But like you could tell like that 5 seconds of dead air was clearly him looking at his producer going,
what the fuck?
It was horrific. And then I'm like, I go onto these YouTube forums and stuff just because like I'm a fanboy, like 100% I'm a fanboy. And there's people out there that are like YouTube obsessed, like I mean, lovely people. Don't get me wrong, some of them are lovely people, and then some of them they live in the real world. You know what I mean? Where like YouTube can do wrong.
Would they go around the world watching them?
Yeah, some of them would. Yeah, and like fair play to them. But there's some that are like, I mean, like the Bono cannot do anything wrong. U2 cannot do anything wrong. Everything they've ever produced, even their farts are #1 hits. Like I'm talking like, and it was all these things like. You need to listen to it on really good headphones to appreciate it. Like, if you're not turning the volume up really loud, you're missing out on so many subtle, amazing sounds that are being created by this band. Like, don't just listen to it in your phone's earphones and think it's going to be great. And I was like, fuck off. Good earphones, bad earphones. If the song is shit, the song is shit. Like,
yeah.
You know.
Do you listen to any other albums, say, this year?
No, this year's been kind of bad. I haven't, like, the Noel Gallagher one I listened to, because I like Noel. Liam I listened to out of curiosity. I never liked Liam Gallagher. Like, he was always the reason that I kind of loved Oasis but couldn't actually love them. Do you know what I mean? I've
grown to like him as I've got older.
Nah, he fucking irritates me. But yeah, no, this year I haven't really bothered with any albums or any music.
I think that's my point though.
Yeah, I actually, you know, this year I've actually gone into a lot of classical music. Like I've started listening to like orchestras and all that sort of stuff. Jenny, I swear to God, man.
Really? What's wrong with you?
Listening to a lot of Pavarotti and all.
I know Pavarotti's good.
You know what I mean? Just listening to loads of that sort of stuff, opera and all, like loving it, like genuinely loving it, but just no interest.
Remember years ago, like for Christmas presents, you'd always be buying just stacks of albums.
Yeah. But, and again, it's a digital age. It's the way we live now. We don't do it anymore.
Pajo used to buy his father albums, knowing that he wouldn't like them, and just Pajo will take them.
Yeah, that was the classic. I think he done that me dad bit as well.
Really?
Yeah,
go down the golden discs.
Johnny Cash. I remember getting me dad a couple. And my dad liked Johnny Cash, but like I knew he was never going to properly listen to it. And
so at the time, yoink! I spent that in pocket money on that.
Yeah. Pink Floyd. I knew my dad liked Pink Floyd, so I'd occasionally get him something. I was like, I'll get to listen to that myself. Be grand.
Do you know what my guilty pleasure is the last couple of months?
Ew.
Pink.
Pink's amazing.
I fucking love Pink.
I haven't seen her live, and I'm dying to see her live.
Did you see she performed a song coming down abseiling on a building?
Yeah, did you ever see
at the MTV Awards?
Did you ever see her doing she does these like aerial acrobatics?
She's unreal.
And do you know what? She seems like just a bang on girl.
Yeah, she was on Graham Norton and she was great crack.
Did she tell the story about getting getting to do a song with Eminem?
Yeah.
And she sent him this really long email and he just replied going, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
seems
or the time she asked Mary J. Blige and Mary J. Blige just said no.
Yeah.
Straight to her face.
Straight now, yeah. Yeah, do you know what? Like I put her and Imelda May in kind of the same bracket of they're just sound.
Yeah.
They just seem like they're sound people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, actually, Imelda May's album this year I thought was quite good.
I actually didn't listen to it.
It was a break away from that kind of rockabilly stuff, which is obviously what she wanted to do. I
think she looks stunning.
Yeah, but really enjoyed her album. Trying to think who else.
But yeah, back in the day, you'd just be buying loads of albums and DVDs. Now you don't really.
I used to go into HMV when I get paid, and I'd easily spend like 100, 150 quid on DVDs and CDs.
But see, you and Jono love that concept of collecting as well, don't you? Like collecting memorabilia, albums, CDs.
I know what you mean. Like, Jono would be more so into it than I would, like, in terms of that stuff. Like, memorabilia, I love collecting. But, and then, I suppose the U2 stuff, like, I've a load of U2 stuff, but
do you remember we went into the
Pawn Stars?
The Pawn Stars, which are U2 memorabilia.
I think we've told that story a few times on this. But sure, look, it's Christmas, we'll share it again. Like, Pawn Stars, I haven't watched an episode of Pawn Stars.
So we literally got off the flight.
Yeah, and said,
got changed.
Look, we'll head down to the Pawn Stars shop for something to do.
Taxi driver didn't know where the bleeding hell it was.
It's in the middle of nowhere, right? The TV show makes it seem like it's in the heart of Vegas. It's not. It's in Shantytown in Vegas, right? And
it's near the Little White Chapel, the original.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's, oh man.
Heat was 39 degrees.
And I said, you know what, for the crack, we're heading down to Pawn Stars. I knew we were going to be going, so I've a U2 done a song called "Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me" for a Batman
Great
film.
song. They don't play it though.
Yeah, I've only heard them play it once. I've seen U2 about 15, 20 times live, and I've only ever heard them play it once.
I fucking love that song.
Anyway, so I have that signed by Bono on the Edge, and Bono drew a little Batman thing on it and signed it as Bat Bono.
And were you there when he signed it? Or
Yeah,
did you buy it?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
deadly.
So I was like, do you know what? I'll bring that because that's unique and it's kind of cool. And the fact that it's like a single on vinyl for the soundtrack of a movie. All right, okay, yeah, I'll bring that then, right? So we head down and we walk into the shop and like, it's a little dingy kip.
Mm.
It is genuinely
Tiny.
it is tiny. Like on the TV show, it seems huge.
Nah,
And
you wouldn't swing a cat in it.
it is a dingy kip that smelled.
And people were queuing to get photos of cardboard cutouts.
Cardboard cutouts of the lads, yeah, Chumley and the like. We just got a photo with John O'Murray for that. And
I remember your face when you queued.
oh man, so we rock up to the counter and says your man, want to try sell this? And your man looks at it and he just goes, okay. And I knew then I was in for it because just a sigh and okay, this isn't like the TV show. I was like, what? He goes, you don't come in and we don't just look at it and get somebody to appraise it and it doesn't. I'm like, that's exactly what the TV show is. What are you talking about? She told me I had to get like this certificate of authenticity and all this, and I'm like, the amount of people on the TV show come in, they don't have any of that. Like,
How would you get that though?
you'd have to either bring it to a place or send it to, like, there's companies that specialise in it, and you'd have to pay them to do it and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I have a photo of me standing beside Bono as he fucking signs it, like, do you know what I mean? But anyway, so yeah, that just left a sour taste in me.
That was hilarious.
And then we had to try and trek back to the hotel, but no taxis because we're in Shantytown.
Went down to the Stratosphere, I think we got one.
I think, yeah, we got close to this. Cause, and I wouldn't mind, it looked real close. But the more we fucking headed towards it, we were like, this is real far.
Yeah,
like, oh,
awful.
yeah. Pawn stars. Frauds.
Fraudsters. There's loads of wrestling memorabilia in there as well. Hulk Hogan stuff and Ric Flair stuff. Speaking of Ric Flair.
Nice segue, Graham.
Did you watch the ESPN 30 for 30?
30 for 30. Yeah, I loved it.
It was unreal, wasn't it?
Loved it.
Very emotional. I didn't want it to end.
Yeah, when it like, I kind of get the sense it was wrapping up and I was like, what? No.
Yeah.
No. But loved all the old footage. Loved like just the recap of him talking about some of the matches. Loved him talking about like the Hulk Hogan thing. I loved the way Hulk Hogan even was talking about Ric Flair and all that. Like, and I suppose like the Hogan Flair, when they were at the height of their powers, I was probably maybe 7 or 8 years old. So I probably like.
But see, we were all Hogan because we didn't have Flair on
I was gonna say, yeah,
we didn't have.
That's what I was gonna say. We were 7 or 8, and I had heard I had heard of Ric Flair, but I'd no real appreciation of who or what he was. But watching this, like, you get that, and you're like, holy shit, Flair was a baller. Like, do you know what I mean? Before that, I didn't. Like, before watching this, I knew he was big, but I didn't get why he was big.
It was mad that he went really in depth into his adultery and all that.
Yeah, that really surprised me.
Like, he just couldn't be trusted.
Yeah, and like,
how many girls did you sleep with, Rick? 10,000. You actually said 10,000.
Yeah, and like, I wouldn't mind, but you're kind of like going there, like, well, he's going for a year. I wouldn't be surprised.
But I was their accountant saying, like, if you did if you were with one girl a night for a year, it's 365 women.
Yeah, so you were only doing one per night.
And he's saying 10,000.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, that has to be exaggeration. But
well,
how
long is he going?
Since I think the late 70s, maybe.
Right, so
consistently.
But look,
late 70s to
if he was doing
2000.
if he was doing one a day, in 3 years he'd have done it over 1,000. You know what I mean? So,
and there's no way he's probably doing more than
just saying
one a day.
Like, the math's quite possibly he. You know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I love
not
that.
I'm not condoning it. It's not a good thing. It's not, you know.
I loved that style of documentary though.
Yeah,
that ESPN do. They're so good, and I'd love to see more on WWE wrestlers.
The pro wrestling world.
Like HBO are coming out with one on Andre the Giant.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
And it's a joint production with WWE, so it is like you'll get all the footage.
Well, I thought the XFL was a little bit disappointing.
Yeah.
It was good, but not great. The Flair one I thought was really good. But that was 30 for 30s. Did you ever see...
This is the XFL one, though. Some of the footage, when they were shitting themselves about the ratings
after
the first week, and then Vince kind of took over the production value
Yeah.
and then was treating it like Monday Night Raw. I thought some of that was interesting, but the XFL ultimately was an absolute disaster.
Oh, it was a disaster.
Ridiculous. A ridiculous concept.
I enjoyed Jim Ross kind of talking about the whole, and like saying like Anthony Cook are wrong.
Went wrong, yeah. Like, the generator went and all.
The generator went. There was no diesel in it. The truck going down.
There was
all
no
that kind of
fans.
stuff, like, but yeah, like those 30 for 30s, man. Have you ever watched Catching Hell?
Don't think so.
Catching Hell is unbelievable. And No Mass.
Are they still on BT?
I think sometimes they do get shown on it.
But they're not called 30 for 30 though, so it's really hard to find them.
Oh, I don't know actually. Yeah, maybe they give them the actual episode name, like Catching Hell,
yeah,
or like
I
No
think they
Mass,
do. Yeah. What's Catching Hell?
Catching Hell. I can't remember what base, but I think is it Chicago, the Cubs, isn't it? I can't remember. But it's about this baseball team that basically are apparently cursed, and they haven't won a World Series in like 40 or 50 years or whatever, and they're one home run away from getting to the World Series final, and your man hits what looks like it's going to be a home run. Fan leans over the barrier to catch it, which in baseball happens all the time. Or no, sorry, they had to, if they struck out one of the opposition players, they were in the final or whatever. Fan sticks his hand out to catch the ball, which would have been your man out or whatever. Your man's about to catch it from the Cubs team, and his arm and the player's arm collide. The ball falls to the ground. Your man makes a run, and that just turns the entire thing around, and they lose the game. But he becomes like an enemy of the state, essentially.
Oh my goodness.
He starts getting death threats, all this, like his face gets put up on the big screen. The whole crowd start going mad, like police have to escort him out of the grounds. He becomes this symbol of like the curse. Mad shit, like it's just mad. I'm not the only, I haven't watched it in about 4 or 5 years.
Did you watch the one about Kurt Russell's father on the baseball team?
The Battered Bastards of baseball?
Yeah,
really.
Was that 30 for 30?
No, that was a separate yoke.
Sorry, I thought that was 30 for 30.
No, you're grand. The other one that's really good is the Marinovich one. The Marinovich project. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
The Marinovich something. The Marinovich family are this family that developed like... Well,
the what family?
Marinovich. Just these training technique. BJ Penn trained with them for a while. Do you know this whole thing of like... Did you ever see this footage of BJ Penn where he's like standing in a swimming pool and he has to jump out of the swimming pool? All that, that's all with the Marinoviches. Like. And it was just this dad who really wanted to push his son, thinking his son would be this world-class athlete, and everything about him was shaping up to be that. Like, he got signed to the NFL. I think he was the Heisman Trophy, I think it's called, where like college players get recognised.
OJ got it.
Yeah, I'm almost certain he got that, but he turned out to be the biggest flop ever. Just drinking drugs took over his life.
No way.
Mad story. Well worth watching. No Mass is unbelievable. That's the Roberto Duran fight, the famous No Mass.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. There's just so many of them. Just deadly, like.
I'd love to, like, they do the 30 for 30 podcast, but I'd love to have kind of easy access to just the whole library.
Yeah, no,
because you can't find it. And like you said, I think BT or ESPN, when they're playing them, they just they call it the title as opposed to 30 for 30.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Look, it's mad. Like, I know it's kind of sport heavy, but even if you don't like sport, like Oksana watched the Ric Flair one with me. And
you've watched it twice, haven't you?
I watched it about 3 times now.
Have you?
I love it. And she hates wrestling. She's no time for wrestling.
How cool did The Undertaker come across?
Like an absolute hero.
Didn't he?
Oh my God, man, yeah.
And the production team tweeted saying, like by the way, The Undertaker is the greatest man ever.
Just so cool. Like,
he just had cookies and tea and coffee.
Yeah.
For him. But he rarely speaks like out of character, so to speak.
I know, yeah, that's why it was and I think he makes exceptions for
for legends.
For legends, like, and like, because he's one of the ones that does not break kayfabe.
Never.
Very, like, he's, you know what I mean? He is what he is, like. And he's kind of old school in his thought as well. Isn't that the whole thing about him putting Lesnar over and all that?
Yeah.
Like,
but apparently he didn't know about that.
I've heard so many different stories about it.
I think Vince made the decision just before they went out.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd heard so many, because him and Lesnar had heat previously, like real heat.
Apparently they didn't though.
Oh, you see, I don't know. I love the Paul Heyman story. Did you ever hear Paul Heyman talking about it?
No.
And he's like, there are 4 people that know what really happened.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar's one of them. Vince McMahon is one of them. I'm one of them. And The Undertaker's one of them.
Yeah.
And he's like, we know what really went down. But let's say the rumours are true.
I did see that. It was brilliant.
And and just like it's Paul actually, do you know what? On the 600 there, was it last week? We were asking who my dream guest would be.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
I love Paul Heyman, man.
Yeah.
He's just amazing, like. But just the way he tells that story about Lesnar beating Taker, and he's like, "What if Lesnar did decide, fuck it, I'm taking it,"
Yeah.
and he decided to drop the Undertaker on his head? Who's gonna stop him?
Yeah, exactly.
And the way he tells it is
but
just.
there's the WWE on their network. They do these 24 series, documentaries. It's kind of similar to 30 for 30 style. And they did one. I think it was the year after the streak was over.
Yeah,
It might have been. Yeah, it was the year after. And backstage, you just see Lesnar going up to Taker before Taker's match. He's like, "You ready? You want to steal the show?" And Taker's like, "Yeah." The two of them are just like buddies, you know. I think all that was like the whole thing with Taker in the audience at UFC and Ariel Helwani interviewing him straight after Lesnar's defeat. I think that was all kayfabe. I think that was.
Do you think?
Yeah, I think that was just to set something up, because the rumors that they weren't talking was they were saying that Brock went off with his ex-wife Sarah, but I don't think I don't think that's true at all.
Yeah,
I think it's just all to tell stories and to plant seeds and to make the whole match bigger, because you know Ronda Rousey has signed up with WWE.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah. Isn't it mad how we started talking about Christmas and we went off on tangents about what we like?
I know, yeah.
It's very festive, this.
In terms of Christmas, Dan, I just want to ask you a question before we do go, because I think we're
we're only doing a short one because it's Christmas. You don't need to be listening to us, lads.
With you and Oksana, how long are you going out now?
Just over 7 years, my man. Just over 7 years.
So 7 years. This your 7th Christmas?
Possibly 8th Christmas. I'm not sure the exact. You're gonna get me in trouble here.
No, but I suppose what I'm getting at is couples and expenditure for each other's gifts at presents for Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, does it go OTT?
In the early days, I think it does.
Yeah.
In the early days, I think everybody's looking to. But once you get over that initial excitement and you start to that thing where you just become embedded in each other's lives, and 9 times out of 10 you want to stab them in the face, but you don't stab them in the face, and that's how you know you love them. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? When you get to that point, I think you'd settle for an airport size Toblerone and just an hour's peace and quiet.
So the first second Christmas go wild.
I think so. Yeah. I think.
What's wild? Do you put a budget on it? Or do you acknowledge the budget, or
no?
Do you do now?
So. Now we're just kind of like, look, we've got so many adult things to be doing that we need to actually be grown-ups and responsibles here. Let's just set a cap on it and just be done with it.
Because we know we're going to see a load of my fella did better than your fella on Facebook.
Oh yeah, are the Christmas engagements?
Didn't see many last year. I don't think.
Not that I've anything against. If that's what you do at Christmas, that's what you do. But everybody knows anybody who gets engaged at Christmas is just because they couldn't think of a present.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, lads? Come on, be original. If you're going to get them a ring, get them a present to go with it, because an engagement, that is not a Christmas present.
No.
Just calling you out, lads.
I wouldn't pop the question at Christmas, I don't think.
Nah, me neither. But
like
that's, you know.
An odd day in the summer.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did, actually.
You did it in New York, did you not?
No, we did not. No, I done it at home. Well, not at home. I done it in Russia, County Laois.
Did you?
Yeah. Down in Emo Park, feeding swans.
What did I think? Your brother did it in Vegas.
He did. Jono done it in Vegas, yeah. Now, I done it in Emo down in Laois, feeding swans, popped a question, put the ring on the finger, went back to feeding the swans.
Did you go on your bad knee?
She wouldn't let me. There was people around. She's like, get up your tick, get up your tick, get up your tick. But I was kind of like, I was like, my knee is able for this. I've been in training. The knee is feeling good.
It's stronger.
I'll be able for this. But yeah, so then she got out, and then I was like, right, we've got half a batch loaf here. Come on, we finish feeding the swans. So we did.
But you're engaged.
Yeah, I'm engaged now. Yeah. No, I think in the early days, no, you just go all out because you want to prove that you're into them or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, look how good we are, and look how amazing our life could be, and oh my God. And then you get in a couple of years, and you're like, listen, I have a book of KFC vouchers. Do you want that?
I'll put it in a card.
Exactly. Cards. No,
I don't like doing cards, man.
I hate cards.
It's like, I don't even think I like receiving them. I just think they're dust collectors.
They are. They're a waste to society. Like they are. Come on, lads, be sustainable. Just a heartfelt message with a present will do. You know what I mean? Tell them to their face. Don't put it in a card. Don't write "love you" in a card. So give them a hug, tell them you love them, and give them the shagging present. That's not just for significant others. That's for your ma, your dad, your brother, your sister, your neighbour, whoever it is.
Do you buy your neighbour anything?
God, no.
Just in case.
I don't practice what I preach. I just like to preach the moral high ground.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
the usual.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I have no conviction in the things I say, Graham. And this podcast will not hold me accountable for those words either.
It holds me all the time when people are saying to me, "Oh, what did you say that for?" And I can't remember what I said.
See, that's because you're a high member of society. I'm just a low.
I'm not a high member of society.
People do not expect anything from me, but they expect things from me. You're a leader. You're a leader in the community, Graham.
Stop it. Are we out of time?
No, we've got 3 more minutes where I can abuse you here. What's your favourite? We'll wrap up on this. What's your favourite Christmas thing? What's your favourite thing about Christmas? Besides the dinner.
Lazing and no time. Like, you're not on a timer for anything.
You didn't put that in your Tesco ad.
No, I didn't know. That's because the Tesco ad was saying thanks.
Yeah, but you not say thanks for allowing me to laze around while you do all the work, Granny and Grandad.
Yeah, I pretty much did. I love being up with Granny and Grandad's for Christmas Day dinner as well.
No, I do.
What do you love?
I agree with you. I like the whole clocks don't exist.
And I love that there's always a film on terrestrial television.
Die Hard.
Yeah. That is the best
Christmas movie. And I won't have followed closely by Jingle All the Way and the Polar Express.
I haven't watched Polar Express.
I'd watch it this year.
I will watch it this year.
Watch it this year.
I love the Christmas Vacation, National Lampoons.
Yeah, that's a
Chevy
classic.
Chase. But Die Hard is just sensational.
Yeah, and I'm sure we talked about this last week with Suzanne Kane.
Yeah, we won't talk about it again.
Oh, lads, do the maths there. We recorded this before. Oh. Anyway, look, Christmas dinner, I love a bit of Christmas dinner, man. I also love just the fact that you're picking at chocolate for about 7 years.
yeah, there's just loads of chocolate in your gaff. Loads of deodorants and shower gels to do you till April.
I don't know what it is about Christmas, but something makes people go mad for the Lynx Africa sets.
Gensers after putting up a white Christmas tree for the 2nd year in a row.
Not sure how I feel about that.
No.
Genser.
I know.
Don't know
what she's doing.
Yeah. I seen a black Christmas tree in a cafe.
Black,
yeah. Now, I have to say, it looked cool, but no, I'm not into that now.
It's greener. Do you get real or fake?
Fake.
Yeah.
Not into that real stuff. Do you ever see them test those, like a real tree going on fire? If
it's
dehydrated?
Yeah.
Mother of God.
Jeez, it goes up like fucking that.
Lads, if you have a real tree, genuinely, I'm not taking the piss here. If you have a real tree, make sure there's water there for it to be hydrated. It's fucking frightening.
I didn't know you had to put it in water.
Oh my God, like. I was terrified. I was like,
it's been years since we never got one in Glenavon. When I lived in Whiteville, we got one in the early days.
I think we've maybe, in all the years ongoing, I think we've maybe had 2 real trees.
I like the idea of going out and picking a real tree, but it's just not really practical, isn't it?
Anyway. Look, people want their Christmas naps on their days where time does not exist.
Exactly.
And if you're in the service industry and you're out there, providing a service to people. No, genuinely, thank you. Fair play to you. I wouldn't do it.
Are you on an extended break, Danny?
I am on. Yeah, an extended break. It's great.
How long are you on?
I'm not back to work until the 8th of January.
Oh, lovely.
So I'm living the dream. Plenty of PlayStation, plenty of box sets, plenty of movies, plenty of Cleo wrestles. Living the dream, Graham.
Good out. Do you buy Cleo something?
Every year.
What do you get her?
I have to be a little bit careful because she's diabetic and she's old and she's in the winter of our years,
Yeah.
But she'll get a Christmas treat, yeah. So, anyway, time to go.
We're out of time. So it's WTS Pod on iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean, Podcast Republic, Podcast Addict. Anywhere and everywhere there's a podcast. Mero, just search for WTS Pod. I'm at Danjo Murray. He's at American Mania. We're rushing the ending. We're sorry. The Christmas dinner is waiting. Lads, thank you for everything, for listening and for coming to the live shows and supporting everything. But until next week.
Clear eyes.
Full hearts.
Can't lose.
Look.